What up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Dodgers Territory on this Thursday, December 11th. That is Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo, your hosts for the next 20, 30 minutes, something like that. Jerry Hairston Jr., the real J Hair, will be joining us momentarily to talk all things Edwin Diaz, to talk about if it's enough, what else do the Dodgers need to do, get his assessment on the roster moving forward. Before that, though, Clint, obviously great to see you. Don't forget, everybody, like, subscribe, rate us, all the good things. We're getting there. We're getting close to 14,000 subs. We'd love to get to 15,000 subs. Helps us out a lot. All right, Clint, the winter meetings, they have come and gone. We'll start the big ticket with that.
Let's do it.
All right, they needed a closer. They got Edwin Diaz. Check. They need an outfielder. Are they in on anybody in your mind? Are they going to trade away Teo? If so, for what?
That's the funny thing. I think that's the big, the kind of, I mean, the lead is, of course, Tarik Skubal. Everybody wants to talk about Tarik Skubal. We'll get to that. We'll get Jerry's thoughts about whether or not the Dodgers actually need somebody like Tarik Skubal. And yes, of course, you want an ace. If you can add him, you always add him. But the outfield is definitely, Alanna, we had two items on our checklist. It was add a closer. In your purview, I just added, right-handed reliever. You also need an outfielder. They have not addressed that yet. We've seen some of the rumors about Teoscar Hernandez potentially being a trade piece. They seem to be getting a little bit louder. A number of people pointing it out, including our own, or the Athletics' own, Katie Wu, Ken Rosenthal, in a column that dropped. I believe this was today. Dodgers continuing to kick the tires on trading Teoscar Hernandez, a league source said. Brandon Gomes saying that doesn't feel likely, but we have heard the Kansas City Royals have some interest. They just lost their incumbent left fielder, right fielder, Mike Yastrzemski, signing with the Atlanta Braves. So I don't know why you would trade away an outfielder when you need an outfielder. But otherwise, we haven't really heard anything outside of the fact that the Dodgers are in on everybody. And I think the Edwin Diaz move said, like I had said after we reacted to that deal, I think everything is on the table at this point. And whether it's going to be a Stephen Kwan, Jarren Duran, or Cody Bellinger or whatever, something is going to happen. And it's probably going to be seismic.
I don't know. Yesterday I said no way to Tarik Skubal. I still feel no way to Tarik Skubal because it's going to take an unbelievable haul. If I'm the Detroit Tigers, I want Major League Baseball ready players right now. I'm not trying to trade away Tarik Skubal and get prospects or potential. All it is, when you are a prospect, it means unproven, right? And we can talk to Jerry Hairston Jr. about that. You don't know what these guys are going to give you. Are they going to be a flash in the pan? Are they going to pan out at all? Are they going to, go away? Like, if I'm going to trade him and I'm going to see Detroit burn down because I traded away Tarik Skubal, I better be getting a lot in return. And it would take something sizable. What does that look like? Would it be Emmett Sheehan and moving Tyler Glasnow? Would it be, Emmett Sheehan and three other prospects? But again, they're not big league ready. Really, Emmett Sheehan would be the only one that has had significant, I guess if you want to call it significant playing time.
And success while we're at it.
And success, sure. Yeah. But you'd have to package it with Glasnow, I would imagine, as well. It's going to take an absolute haul to get Tarik Skubal. We need him? No. Would they love it? Of course. I mean, who doesn't want Tarik Skubal? Except apparently the Tigers, which if I'm the Tigers, I am locking. I know that he's going to go to free agency because there's no way Scott Boras allows him not to, if that is in fact his agent. But I do think that, okay, what are you willing to give up for a year, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, if you get Tarik Skubal, you're only going to get him until he's eligible for free agency. So that means you're only going to get him for a year. So what are you willing to give up for that?
Yeah, it's really hard to see it being a trade and extension situation, much like we saw with Tyler Glasnow a couple of years ago. I mean, Tigers are in a difficult spot. They're in a difficult position because I think of the Angels and Shohei Ohtani and how they wasted a prime opportunity to either trade him during the 2022 season or 2022-23 offseason or during that 2023 season. They didn't, and then they let him walk, and he's now a two-time World Series champion and two-time MVP with the Los Angeles Dodgers and all that kind of stuff. We didn't even think about that Angels time. So I understand why they would be so interested, so invested in trying to trade away Tarik Skubal right now. There is more on the Skubal rumor front, by the way. Again, let's go back to kind of resetting coming out of the winter meetings. Dodgers needed a closer, check, need an outfielder, where there's conversations about trading Teoscar. They didn't enter needing a starting pitcher, but now there's a lot of talk about the Skubal thing. And David Pingalore, he's not a reporter. He is a local TV anchor, but apparently he's got somebody in his pocket telling him some things this is still a real path for the Dodgers and the Tigers to find a way to a Tarik Skubal deal, and a lot of the names you mentioned, he mentioned in this continuation of the tweet. Glasnow, Jackson Ferris, who's a top prospect for this team, James Tibbs III, who the Dodgers just acquired last trade deadline for Dustin May. They have the pieces for sure, but again, there's so many buts, there's so many ifs and questions with this whole thing, because if you're trading away all that kind of talent and it's just for a 1-year rental, it's a bad trade, in my opinion, for the Dodgers.
I think it's a bad trade also. And I don't know David Pingalore well. The only connection I know about David is that he used to work in Orlando, and that's where the meetings were this week. I don't know. I have not heard anybody else say that this is something that's even close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see.
People are starting to talk about it a little bit. I mean, Katie
of
Wu.
course, that's what we do. We talk about it a little bit. I mean, and Katie Wu, of course,
Vassay was on radio.
Was supposed to join us today, but she lost her voice, so she's actually going to join us on Monday instead. Of course, she just joined the Dodgers beat for the Athletic in connection in tandem with Fabian Ardaya. So you're a big deal when you have two reporters covering your squad for the Athletic. I don't know. I'm still going out there saying no. I think there's too many pieces that you have to give up for him, and for what? For him to then test free agency a year, after the 2026 season.
Yeah,
Do we need him to win again in 2025? I don't believe so.
Yeah, that is a big question. And I agree.
So wait until he hits free agency, and that you're going to have him for the long haul, and you're not giving up the farm for it.
So another one of the factors too, you mentioned Tyler Glasnow. Now there's added Glasnow trade rumors. This Alden Gonzalez had mentioned it in a column for the ESPN, of course, friend of the show. Tyler Glasnow's name keeps coming up in trade talks, and the Dodgers aren't opposed to moving him. And I agree with my buddy Blake Harris here. Like, the only reason you trade Tyler Glasnow is in a Tarik Skubal deal. That is. You don't get away. You don't move off of your number 4 starter or a number 3 starter or somebody who just helped you win a World Series. And by the way, for all the crap I've given Tyler Glasnow, and an inspiration I'll say that I've given Tyler Glasnow, he was great during that postseason run. You got to be able to bring back an ace and make sure that they're going to be around for at least as long as what's left on Glasnow's deal, which is up to 3 years if the Dodgers pick up an extension or he decides to exercise a player option that he has for 2028. Hell, we don't even know baseball is happening in 2028, so we'll get that far when we get that far.
Which is a whole other reason why. Yeah. I don't know. It's just I just don't see this happening again. Do you absolutely need him? Like, I could see the Boston Red Sox wanting to sign him for a year, because that gives them a much better chance of going to the World Series than they have right now. The Dodgers have enough right now. Do you want Tarik? Obvi.
Yeah.
Do you need him right now for 2026 before he hits free agency? You do not.
In a vacuum. Again, it is the need versus the want. You want him, you don't need him. I really like this club. Even if they did nothing else, and I anticipate they are going to do something else, they are going to add an outfielder. Even if they did nothing else, I am very intrigued to see what this current 40-man roster and other guys in the minor leagues, what they can do, because there is a lot of talent. They are in a very, very good position, are the Dodgers. They would have been in a good position if they didn't add Edwin Diaz, but also ho-hum, you go and land the best available closer on the market. And that's what everything, I think that really opens the door to Riz, all the possibilities in the world.
Yeah, of course. I mean, would Tarik Skubal make the Dodgers better? Of course, of course. I
Mhm.
mean, that goes without saying. He's the best pitcher in the American League. Like, I get it, but I'm not saying that. Oh man, I hope your exams are all right. I'm just saying that you don't want to lose sight of the big picture just for the 1 year. When you don't, it's not gonna. They're still gonna be fine without
Yeah.
him. Is my point.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we
Yeah.
have a status update on our buddy Jerry Hairston Jr.?
Told him to log on. Jeremy, our producer, is not saying that he's there. So hang
It's all
on.
good. We're here to hang out with our friends and everybody else here in the chat. Chat's going off. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this Thursday afternoon. Somebody asked earlier in the chat if this is going to be the new regular time. No, we'll move back next week back to 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. It's just this week we figured we'd give the winter meetings a little bit of breathing room. So if you guys are watching us live, that's expect us to move back to the regular time for the foreseeable future. And what else? Oh, tell you people right now, there's still more to come for sure, whether it's Jerry or whether it's us just hanging out and vamping with y'all. But we got to tell you about the merch shop right now is the time to
Yes.
buy. The holiday season is here. Please consider supporting the show with some sweet Dodgers territory swag. We got the beanies. Riz has the hat on. She's got the hoodie. Things are some quality stuff. Here's what I'm telling you guys. Visit
You guys.
DodgersTerritoryShop.com/promo/holiday. Use that promo code holiday at checkout and you save. I think it's like 10% off or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have asked, but check the link click the link in the description below, all that kind of stuff. Support the show. We'd really appreciate it if you can do that. And it sounds
Yep.
like Jerry's going to be joining us soon. Richie is saying I'm giving him the Jeff treatment in the chat because we haven't read his comments. We haven't read a lot of comments yet, Richie. Sir.
They're sensitive. Jeez.
Oh, somebody clip that. Clip that. Clip that.
So sensitive.
Well, I
Richie.
mean, what else can we vamp about right here? Dirty Don talking about what that rotation could look like. Tarik Skubal, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani. And well, I mean, this is also assuming Glasnow. I think it's traded in that kind of scenario. But there's also Roki Sasaki. If Sheehan is involved in that trade, there would also still be a Gavin Stone around. Like, yeah, they look a lot better with Tarik Skubal, but it's
Let me
still
ask you this, and I'm just spitballing here. You know how people say that. Would you put Sasaki in the trade to get Skubal?
me. Oh yeah, 100%. There's a chance Roki Sasaki is a very, very good pitcher, but he's not there yet. And we're talking about the whole idea of when now. If you can kind of override waiting for him to figure it out, maybe he does. Maybe Roki figures it out this year. But me, I do it. I do it in a heartbeat.
Same.
Yeah. Cole says, Richie, maybe mention your med cave more. Oh, that is pretty good. Let's see. GT Kenshiro. I'm saying that wrong for sure. I apologize, but saying get Jaron Duran to play left, leave Teo and right. Don't mess with team chemistry. That is a big factor. Dave even mentioned that too. That he really loves Teoscar Hernandez. We know. How important Teo is in that clubhouse. I think that's got to be a factor in not wanting to trade Teoscar Hernandez.
Yeah. I guess it just depends on how much you value your defense in the outfield, what you can get back. You gotta. There's very few holes in this team. I have said it though. I think center field is one of them. So I don't know. I don't know what happens with him, but it's like if you trade him, doesn't that mean you need two outfielders?
I mean, presumably for sure.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, if like Kyle Tucker's market comes down to 3 or 4 or 5 years, I don't see them going beyond that. But yeah, again, creating another hole when you already need an outfielder, it seems peculiar. It absolutely seems like a peculiar move. I don't know if it's Royals people throwing that out there because again, they seem to be the ones who are most interested in Teoscar, but we'll kind of see, I guess. I don't anticipate it. Like if I'm being asked, I don't anticipate them at all trading away Teoscar Hernandez. But we do have a guy we could ask about that because Jerry has joined us now. So Alanna, why don't you welcome the man in?
All right. My friend, my brother, Jerry Hairston Jr. Always good to see you. Thank you for joining us on Dodgers territory. We appreciate you. You said it the other day, Jerry, on Sportsnet LA. You thought that Tommy Trumpets was coming. You thought that Edwin Diaz was going to be a member of the Dodgers. Why did you get that sense? Why does it make sense?
Well, I just knew going into the postseason, first of all, before the Dodgers were ruining baseball, if everybody goes back, and Alanna, you remember this, so many naysayers was Dodgers, before the postseason even started, the Dodgers were not going to repeat because their bullpen. The Dodgers, no secret, their bullpen struggled last season. They didn't have a closer going into the postseason, so that's why so many people thought the Padres would win the World Series. They wouldn't get past the Dodgers, wouldn't get past the Philadelphia Phillies because they're great lineup, great starting pitching. And then obviously they find a way to get Roki to become a closer in the postseason. He does a great job. And then they won the World Series. So when I heard the Dodgers talk about making Roki a starter once again, then my eyes kind of started to look at, okay, who's the best closer on the market? And Edwin Diaz on the free agent market was the best closer. So I thought it made sense for the Dodgers to go out and get a closer since Roki's going to be back in the rotation. And Edwin Diaz, a guy that, he's pitched in big games, pitched in a big market in New York. He's got the Puerto Rican swag and that flavor like Kike Hernandez has. I know they're friends. So I thought it was the perfect fit.
Hey, you know what they say, Jerry? It's not our money. Go ahead and spend it. We're looking to go back to back to back here. Dodgers have had a pretty good offseason. Adding Edwin Diaz, you bring back Miguel Rojas, still probably need a little bit of help. But what are your thoughts so far on what Andrew Friedman, Brandon Gomes, and company have done here up to and through the winter meetings?
I love what they've done. I love how aggressive they've been so far. We just talked about Edwin Diaz. They knew they needed to fill a need in the closer spot. They go right out there and get Edwin Diaz, a difference maker at the back end of your bullpen. And then you get a guy like Miguel Rojas, a World Series hero, Dodger legend, a guy that knows his role. And you guys both know this. It is so hard to play this game. But when you have a guy like a Miguel Rojas who knows how to stay ready when he hasn't gotten at bat in a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and he's ready when called upon. That's so hard to find. And I thought it was a desperate. I thought that the Dodgers desperately need to re-sign him because he knows his role. He helps guys like Mookie Betts, Tommy Edmonds. He's a leader in that clubhouse. So I'm so glad that they got that done. And I have a feeling they're going to re-sign Kike Hernandez as well. Kike knows his role. He loves LA. The Dodger fans love him. The Dodger players love him. And he knows his role as well. So hopefully they get that done. I know he just had surgery and he's recovering. Speedy recovery, Kike, and hopefully he'll be back in the mix sooner.
Jerry, I don't think it's going to happen, but what the heck do I know? I don't see a universe in which Tarik Skubal becomes a Dodger for a year before he hits free agency. I think it would take an unbelievable amount in terms of a haul to go to Detroit. My guess is they're going to want major league ready players now for Skubal. Scott Boras is not going to let him not go to free agency. So what would it take in your mind for the Dodgers, A, to get them, and B, do you think that they would do it for just that year?
I'm going to say yes. And I understand your viewpoint, Alanna. You remember the Dodgers went out and took a risk when they traded for Manny Machado on a 1-year rental. Now, we knew at that time Corey Seager was injured and we needed a shortstop. They went out and did the same thing with Mookie Betts. They traded for him and were hoping that they would extend him. I'm going to say this. If I'm the Tigers, I'm asking for a haul, and really rightfully so. But as you start to get through this process, you realize, okay, if I trade him away, if I'm the Tigers, I'm not going to get back what, let's say the Nationals got, because remember with Soto, the Padres had him for 2 years under control, right? The Dodgers are only going to have him for 1 year. And you can get a haul, but you're not going to get that type of haul like the Nats got. So, listen, the Dodgers certainly have the pieces. They have big league pieces ready-made. They got one of the best farm systems in all of baseball. So that is attractive to a team like the Tigers. So if anybody out there is hating on the Dodgers, oh, they always spend money. Well, yeah, they have money, but it's not about the money. It's about their farm system. You forget the Dodgers do a great job of making sure they draft well, they sign well as far as the amateur guys from
Mm-hmm.
international, and I think more importantly, they develop their players. So teams like the Tigers, when they need pieces, if they're going to make a trade, the Dodgers are attractive team to trade with. So I don't know if it's going to happen. Anything is possible. But if you're the Tigers, you can't sit there and say, okay, if we don't re-sign him, we can't let him walk for nothing. I mean, that would be a disaster. That would be a disaster. So if I'm the Tigers, and I'm not going to be a homer here, if I'm the Tigers, I say re-sign him. Give him that money.
Yep.
He's a guy who's come up through your system. He's an absolute monster. He's an absolute beast. If I'm them, I'm making him an incredible offer that he can't refuse. I sign him. But if you're not going to sign him, you have to trade him. You cannot let him walk for nothing.
Exactly. But let me ask you this then. What would the Dodgers have to give up? What is your package? Who goes?
Well, I don't want to name big league players. Listen, I've been traded. I understand your names are going to be floated around as a former player. I think if you're a player that's being named, think of it as a positive. Teams want you. That means you're a good player. And if you're being traded or at least offered for a guy like Skubal, who's probably the best left-handed pitcher since Clayton Kershaw, that's high praise. So I think it's going to take maybe a big league pitcher, starting frontline pitcher, possibly another young arm, up-and-coming arm that is a starter. And then I would go after the Dodgers' young farm system, guys that have a chance to have a bright future, whether it's an outfielder or infielder, possibly a catcher. That's what I would do. If I'm the GM, I want to make sure I have so many needs filled. I want a couple pitchers, I want a catcher, I want a middle infielder, and I want at least an outfielder. So that way I got all my bases, no pun intended.
All right. All right. So basically what Jerry Hairston is saying, and I'll paraphrase, Tarik Skubal, Emmett Sheehan, Tommy Edman, Dalton Rushing, and maybe one other dude. Okay. Thanks, Jerry.
Too much.
No, I didn't say any names.
I know. I'm teasing you.
Did not
I am
name.
teasing you.
Jerry, looking at this, I'm under the impression, or not the impression, I am of the opinion the Dodgers do not need Tarik Skubal. I like this roster. How do you assess this roster as it stands? Let's pretend they don't make any more moves now this offseason. Look at this team. This is a team that just won a World Series less than 2 months ago, and most of that roster is coming back. Gotta love that starting rotation. How do you assess the roster?
Well, I love this roster.
Yeah, it's great.
I love this roster. I will say this. At the rally, someone, I'm not going to name a name, someone who is a decision maker, okay? I'll just say that, basically told me they should have got us this year. If you really go back and look at it, the Dodgers shouldn't have won the World Series. And I think that the players, and hear me out, players, do not get mad at me. If you go into it, listen, our bullpen was struggled. Guys were literally running on fumes because of the tremendous job our bullpen did the year before. In the postseason. We asked a lot of our bullpen, so a lot of guys were tired, running on fumes. Guys were injured. Teoscar Hernandez, what an absolute beast. Needed surgery. He should have had surgery during the season, but he elected not to because he wanted to be there for his teammates. Tommy Edman was on one leg, okay? He had ankle surgery. Really, he shouldn't have been playing. We knew what Freddie Freeman had went through the year before. He was still trying to recover. So if you really look at it, Dodgers didn't really have a closer. Their bullpen was really banged up, running on fumes, and a lot of our guys were injured, and they didn't hit well. And a lot of the Dodger players will tell you they didn't hit their best. So I thought the Phillies had their shot. They should have beat them. They didn't. Mm-hmm. I thought the Blue Jays, how many times did they have the Dodgers on their ropes? Mm-hmm. They didn't beat them. So I understood why that person told me at the rally they should have got us this year. because they knew they were going to be aggressive this offseason to make sure they plug up the hole, like I mentioned, the closer. We didn't have a closer. We had to make Roki a closer. They go out and get Edwin Diaz. And I think they're going to go out and probably get another a bat for the outfield. Maybe somebody could play some center field as well. So do they need to add any more? Probably not. But when a guy like a Skubal has a chance to be out there, you got to listen. You definitely have to listen.
Yeah.
Oh, no question about it. But I that leads me to my next question, because there have been some rumors, and I'm not asking you to name names. I was joking with you before. But Teo keeps coming up as a possibility to get traded. But, Jerry, don't we already need an outfielder? So is that 1-for-1? Do you get 2 outfielders? Do you move him to left field where he's better defensively and try to fill a right field spot? How do they shore up this Dodgers outfield?
Well, I'm the biggest Teoscar Hernandez fan. And when you see this, you know how much I love you. I think I was one of the guys before Teoscar Hernandez became a Dodgers, begging the Dodgers to sign him away from Seattle, because I saw what he did with the Toronto Blue Jays, and I knew guys that were around him, and the level of respect that he demands was immense. And I knew he would be the perfect fit for this Dodger organization. He has fit in seamlessly. I know he loves right field. I know he's lost some weight, trying to get his weight down to be in the best shape he can be for next year. And I think he's going to have a monster year. What I would tell Teoscar Hernandez is this: is go back and look at your offensive numbers as a left fielder a couple years ago, and look at your offensive numbers as a right fielder. I played everywhere, Alanna. You guys know this. I played everywhere. Right field, especially at Dodger Stadium, Colorado, and the number of places that we play, it's very demanding. It's taxing. I would say as he's getting older, I think the best move for him is have him play left field. That way he can really focus on being that incredible bat that we need. Then move Pages to right field. And I think Pages is a great center fielder, but you put Pages' arm in right field, are you kidding me? Then you go out and get a really good center fielder who can patrol center field. You're going to probably re-sign Kike Hernandez. Tommy Edman is going to be healthy, and maybe add another center field. I think that would be the best way to go to really shore up our defense. Paz in right, Teoscar in left, and then you can have Kike, Tommy Edman at times in center field, or go get another center fielder to really bolster your defense in center field. That's what I would do. No knock to Teoscar Hernandez.
Is that center fielder Cody Bellinger?
That's what I was going to ask.
Is it Stephen Kwan? Who is that? Who's that center fielder?
Force a Buxton trade.
I would love Cody Bellinger. I've always been a Cody Bellinger. # Cody Love. But if I'm Cody Bellinger right now, I am sitting pretty, especially now with what the Mets have done, or not done.
Not done.
They're going in a different direction. The Mets desperately need a guy like Cody Bellinger who can play center field and first base. So I think, I would love to have Cody Bellinger, but I think he might be, can't believe I'm saying this, out of our price range.
Ooh, good for him. Get that bag, Belly. That bag.
I mean, yeah, Mark Walters, he has to spend some money with the Lakers now, hey, when are you going to start advising for that Lakers job? I'm sure you've dropped your name in the hat.
Who says I haven't lately?
Oh, you guys heard it here first. A little bit of, I don't know what we heard, but we definitely heard something. Hey, Jerry, the last thing I have for you, this whole Skubal talk and the idea of Dodgers trade and not necessarily having, you want it to be like a trade and extension, like we saw them do with Tyler Glasnow, and this has sort of brought up the upcoming expiration of the CBA and people assuming there's going to be potentially big changes to salaries, maybe a salary cap, something Dave Roberts has said that he is open. I'll ask you this. I'm interested in your thoughts on a potential salary cap, but if there's a salary floor, do you think owners and players would explore welcoming a salary cap?
No, guys, there's not going to be a salary cap. I think the owners know this.
Yeah.
Listen, people forget the players were locked out a couple years ago. After the 21 season, they were locked out. So the players understand that this is probably going to happen. If they get locked out, it's going to be in the off season when nothing's going on, and then they're going to probably meet sometime in March and then hash it out. But there's not going to be any games missed. You mean to tell me the owners who are extremely intelligent, they're billionaires. They're billionaires for a reason. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to torpedo this soon-to-be $14-15 billion industry, especially with TVs, the contracts, with streaming, all these services that are on the horizon. You think they're going to torpedo that? Come on, man. Listen, I understand that it is, for the fans out there, well, my team doesn't have a chance. Has the salary cap helped the Washington Wizards in basketball?
Nope.
Has it helped the Charlotte Hornets in basketball? Has it?
Nope.
I mean, has it helped the Cleveland Browns in football? Have they won a Super Bowl the last 20 years? Either you're a good owner or you're not a good owner.
Yeah.
Salary cap has nothing to do with it. Okay? All these owners have money. Okay? They all have money. Either they're going to spend it on their teams or they're not. Salary cap has nothing to do with it. And I don't understand. If you look at the landscape of baseball, just a couple years ago, we had the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Texas Rangers in the World Series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay? And up until this past season, it took 25 years to have a repeat champion in Major League Baseball. We see that all the time in the NBA. That's a salary cap. And we see, we always see the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs are kind of hurting this year. But the last 4 or 5 years, we saw the Chiefs.
Time.
We've seen the Chiefs, obviously, in the Super Bowl. Philadelphia Eagles. Why? That's a salary cap. So, again, I don't know why fans think that a salary cap is going to be this magic formula. It has not worked in other sports. It hasn't. And it's a dead issue because it's not going to happen in baseball. And to defend Dave Roberts, he was asked, if there was a salary cap, will you be bothered by it? And he said, of course not. And if it was a salary cap, I wouldn't be bothered by it because I understand the Dodgers do an incredible job, whether there's a cap or not. They're going to do an incredible job with their farm system, with development, making sure that all the players from A-ball, from rookie ball to the big leagues have what they need. Most other clubs don't do that. So, again, fans don't worry about this. It's just this thing they're going to be saying. It's just wild to me.
Hey, a lot of those other clubs also take money from the Dodgers, from the Mets, from the Yankees, and then they don't spend it. Frustrating.
Yeah, and listen, the players now have bases. The last 4 or 5 years, they've gotten a chance to see with the luxury tax what it would be like if there was a salary cap. So now the players have information. Hey, we've given teams, and I'm not going to name the teams, but they're teams, you know who you are, that take on money and pocket it. So now the players have that information. He goes, now we're going to give you a salary cap? Absolutely not. We've given you the luxury tax, and you've pocketed that money. So, again, the players have so much information. Baseball is going through the roof. It has never been more popular globally. There's never been more profitable. They're not going to torpedo this game. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Jerry Hairston Jr., that is the best answer to this question I have ever heard. I appreciate you so much for taking the time, your knowledge. Of course, you guys can watch Jerry all the time on Sportsnet LA. They do a great job over there. John Hartung, Nomar Garcia-Parra, Kirsten Watson, the whole crew. We appreciate you, Jer. Be good. We'll let you go. Appreciate you as always, my friend.
Anytime, you guys. I love your show. You guys always do a great job.
Appreciate you,
Jerry.
Thanks
so much.
Checks in the mail for the nice thing at the end there, too, to Jerry. Hey, Alanna, what do you say we get to last licks?
Let's do it. I love everything that Jerry had to say about that. This is Lulaboo, guys. That's all right. We have good news about her, actually. But all right, so Daffodil. This is a great situation for us, guys. We are closed for intake, but somebody stepped up and said that they would adopt this dog, so we didn't have to find a foster and go through the whole rigmarole. But this is Daffodil. She is a 10-year-old German Shepherd, Golden Retriever. I apologize. 10-year-old Golden Retriever that was on the euthanasia list at Downey. As senior pup on the youth list. They were going to kill her. We found an adopter, and she's already been to the vet today. She has arthritis. She's an older gal, but she has so much love to live. She's love to give and life to live. She's so sweet. We could use some help covering her vet bill today, though, guys. It was about $800 for an overall vet visit. Still more tests to be run. We've raised 100 of the 800, so we're about an eighth of the way there. If you could please give us $5. That would be huge. GidriesGuardian.org. Let's get Daffodil healthy. Let's get her happy. Let's give her the best remaining years of whatever she has. So, by the way, Lula Bean is being adopted, and we are sending her. My vice president and best friend, Karina Martin, is literally and figuratively driving her to her adoptive home from Crestline, California to Grand Forks, North Dakota. She's going to be a snow baby. So anyway, Lula Bean is getting adopted. You heard it here first. Nobody else knows that. So what are you doing tonight? What the forks is happening?
Nothing. We are going to the bar tonight to celebrate Mrs. FRG's birthday. She decided to have a birthday on Tuesday. So we're doing karaoke. She decided to have a birthday on Tuesday, and we are celebrating today. Karaoke, drinks, probably some French fries, all that kind of stuff. So that's coming up for me tonight. I don't think the boys are doing anything on my channel, but hey, you guys, if you want to go still subscribe to the All Dodgers YouTube channel, I'll definitely be live doing my solo show on Saturday, or maybe producer Kevin joins me, but we're doing voicemails and just talking to Dodgers fans, seeing how we feel. I want to get fans' grades about the Dodgers winter meetings so far in the offseason so far. Interested in yours, Riz. What do you think? How would you grade what this front office has done?
I say A-. I said they needed a closer and they needed a new outfielder. The time is still with us, right? Like we're okay. Like they don't have to do this, but they got the best closer on the market, and I thought we needed a closer. I'm giving them an A-.
Yeah. If we're talking about like a report card, a progress report here, it's an A. They landed the best closer, and they are making waves in the industry. They are making headlines right now. They are feeding the aggregators as well, and they're feeding us, giving us things to talk about, even if they're not in actual talks to land Tarik Skubal. We appreciate the ability to talk about that and have these kind of dialogues. But yeah, it's an A. It's been a great offseason so far, because this is a team that did not have a shit ton of holes to fill, and they've filled one of them. So great spot to be in.
I love Jerry's answer that he talked to somebody that's a decision maker and was like, listen, we're going to go into this offseason filling some holes that kind of reared their ugly head a little bit in the World Series. And it worked out for the Dodgers, but he's right. If you go back and you really take your Dodger blue Pantone 294 glasses off and watch the World Series. The Dodgers won, but I could see a world in which they didn't. Obviously happy that they did, but
fully agree with that sentiment as well. Yeah, some people were upset about that in the chat. Yeah, the Dodgers obviously still earned the win from the Blue Jays not executing 9 innings or 10 or 11 or 18 innings of clean baseball. They would have won if they played 8, 9, 10, 18 innings of clean baseball. They would have won that World Series, but they didn't. So, fuck off.
Oh, wow. So Honey Oak 3922 said that he used to have a crush on me. Apparently not anymore, but that was a used to thing. I guess I'm an also ran now.
Thrown in there the back in the day too.
Back in the day.
Well, you're not in the limelight here anymore, except for every Monday and Thursday here in the
How do you know that this is when I was in LA? It could have been when I was in Colorado or on MLB Network.
Colorado doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean they could see MLB Network, yeah.
They don't have TV.
The good old days. We got $5 to send us off here. Super chat from Hector. Guys, what is there to think about? We're talking about Tarik Skubal. We have to find a way to get this done. Prospects are just that, prospects. Yeah, but this trade doesn't sound like it's all prospects. It's guys being traded from the big leaguers.
Big league ready guys. Yeah. It's not prospects. You're not getting Tarik Skubal for prospects.
One guaranteed year of Tarik Skubal to trade 4 years of Emmett Sheehan team control. It's tough. There is more nuance to this, and we'll find out more. Katie Wu joins us on Monday, and hopefully she'll have her voice, and hopefully we'll have some more insight in the industry. Of course, she is one of the best to do it, and she covers the Dodgers, and she'll be she'll be around here for sure on Dodgers territory. Before we leave, guys, buy stuff. DodgerTerritoryShop.com/holiday or what is it? /promo/holiday.
No, it's holiday to get the discount. We appreciate you guys support us. It does a lot for us. We appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. We'll see you Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific. Go Dodgers.
Bye.